From Seed to Pine Tree: Following the Life Cycle by Suzanne Slade, illustrated by Jeff Yesh. Beautiful pines. Pine trees are known for their long, thin leaves called needles. Pine trees are evergreens, so their needles stay green year-round. These beautiful trees are found in forests, parks, and maybe even your yard. More than 150 different kinds of trees belong to the pine family. They all have the same basic life cycle. Let's look at the life cycle of the shortleaf pine tree. In the United States, the shortleaf pine tree is found in 22 states. It grows as far south and west as Texas, throughout the eastern part of the country, and as far north as New York. So everything green on the map shows where pine trees can grow. A small seed. A towering pine tree begins life as a tiny brown seed. The winged seed is protected inside a closed pine cone. In fall, the pine cone opens. The wind carries the winged seed to the ground. The small seed starts to germinate or sprout when temperatures rise in the spring. A seed also needs water and air to begin growing. A seed has nutrients or food inside itself to help it grow. It uses this food until the plant is big enough to make its own. A seedling sprouts. When a seed begins to sprout, the tough outer coat of a seed opens. Soon, tiny roots grow downward into the ground. They take in water and hold the seed in place. Soon, a green shoot sprouts upward toward the bright sunlight. Next, green needles grow from the shoot. The seed has become a young tree called a seedling. So step 1, the seed opens. Step 2, the root grows. Step 3, the shoot sprouts. And step 4, the needles begin to grow. So over here you can see what a seedling looks like once it has grown out. And it says that most shortleaf pine seedlings die before they are a year old. Sometimes this happens because seedlings do not get enough water. Other seedlings are eaten by hungry insects. Often, too many seeds fall in a small area. There may not be enough nutrients for all of them to survive. Growing tall. The seedling needs air, sunlight, and water to grow. It uses these things to make food in its needles. This process is called photosynthesis. A shortleaf pine seedling becomes a sapling when it is 3 years old. A sapling has a strong, woody trunk and looks like its parent tree. So this is the process of photosynthesis, which we have learned about and discussed in class. And during photosynthesis, pine trees make a gas called oxygen in their long needles. People and animals need oxygen to live. A mighty pine. A sapling grows taller each year until it becomes a mighty pine tree. When a shortleaf pine tree is 20 years old, it will be about 60 feet or 18 meters tall. Most full-grown shortleaf pine trees reach a height of 100 feet or 31 meters. That's about as tall as a 10-story building. In fall, some of the shortleaf pine tree needles turn brown and fall off. Other needles stay green all winter. That is why it's called an evergreen tree. In spring, a pine tree grows new needles on the top tips of its branches.